So how's it going, YouTube? Today I'm not going to be doing one of those videos that gives advice or, talks you through the woes and the ups and downs of being a beginner motorcycle rider. Today I'm doing a video that's just kind of for fun. I'm going to talk about the reasons why you started riding a motorcycle. And of course, I'm going to give you the story about why I started riding a motorcycle. So stick around, let's get the video started. So I know I've been over this a couple times, mentioning when I started riding a motorcycle in my previous videos, but I never have talked about what that little spark was that kind of got me into the whole thing. So number one, I wanted to kind of ask you guys, a question. What was it that spark that kind of started the whole thing for you, that made you want to get a motorcycle and learn how to ride and just get out here and enjoy the breeze? Now, kind of a quick recap of when I started riding a motorcycle. It was just a few years ago. I was 42 years old and decided I wanted to start riding finally. I thought that my children were old enough so that I could afford to go out of the house and just kind of do something for myself, so I could just kind of have an escape. But the thing that kind of reignited the spark in my mind and the want to do this again was, I was just kind of goofing around on YouTube one day, and I run across this video. I think it was called Gromkana, and I'm sure if you guys know what Groms are, you probably run across this video on YouTube before. I think it was Motorcyclist magazine. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that, but there's a couple of guys that were in these full race suits, and they were riding these little tiny motorcycles, and at the time I didn't really know what they were, because the name Gromkana on the video, not knowing much about motorcycles at that time, I didn't know what the heck they were riding. So I just watched the videos, and I'm seeing these guys cruising around through these schoolyards and these parking lots and over sidewalks and things, just having a hell of a good time on these little tiny motorcycles. And I thought, man, I want one of those things. So that kind of reignited the spark for me to get a motorcycle finally. So I did some research on it and figured out what those little bikes were that they were riding. Found out they were Honda Groms, and this was back when it was still the first generation of the Honda Grom, the ones with the big bug looking headlights on them. So I got online and looked up how much they cost, and much to my surprise, they're just a little over $3,000 brand new. And to me that was kind of mind-blowing, because I had always assumed, well, not always, but since I had kind of put motorcycles out of my mind, I was assuming that they would be kind of expensive. Hadn't looked at the price for them, hadn't been to a dealership in a long time, just kind of, based on my window shopping from many years ago, I thought that'd be, $6, $7, $8,000. But these little Groms were $3,000, brought $3,200 and change. And so to me that seemed extremely affordable for some good cheap fun. So I decided I was going to get one and just tool around the neighborhood on it. That's all I wanted to do, just cruise around the back roads and do things like that. And my original idea was that I would just go out and get my motorcycle permit, because here you can just get a permit without having to take a test, and then you can go back later and take the test to get your full-blown motorcycle license. So that was my first idea. That's what I was going to do. Drop $3,000 on a Grom, get a motorcycle permit, cruise around the neighborhood, maybe jump some curbs here and there, and just have a good time. So fast forward a couple days, I'm doing my research and looking online and things, and I just happened to jump on the Kawasaki website to see how much other motorcycles or what they offered for motorcycles were. And that's when I seen that they had a Ninja 300 on there. It was a KLX edition, I believe it is, or KLR maybe, I'm not sure. Green and black and silver. It looked really cool, and I noticed the price on that thing was only like $5,000, like $5,200 or something like that. So I got to thinking, well, hell, why am I going to buy this little tiny motorcycle when I can get a real full-size motorcycle for just a couple grand more? But the whole thing about it is I wasn't as confident that I could just hop on a full-size bike and just be able to, you know, pick it up real quick, like I assumed that I would have been able to do if I would have just started out on a little Grom. But I ended up picking up a brand new Ninja 300 for $5,200. That was my beginner bike. And I struggled with it for, I don't know, I won't say I struggled with it, but I spent quite a bit of time in my neighborhood teaching myself how to ride before I went to the MSF course. But after I had that Ninja for a while, it didn't take very long at all to feel the want for another motorcycle, something completely different. So immediately I knew, it was like, well, this is going to be just like when I had a bunch of cars. You know, I could never own just one car, because there's no such thing as one car that will do everything. Just like with bikes, there's no one bike that will do everything. So I got back on Craigslist, and I eventually did find a Honda Shadow 600, a 2006 VLX. It was here locally, and it was, unfortunately though, it was in December when I found this bike, and the guy wanted $2,000 for it, but there was all kinds of gravel all over the road, and I had just been riding for a couple months, and I didn't trust myself to make it back to the house without, you know, going through a corner and spilling the bike and wrecking it. So I offered the guy $1,800, and he gladly accepted and offered to ride it back to my house for me, which is really nice of the dude. So he brought it back to the house, and I don't think I even rode that thing maybe around the neighborhood once before I started cutting it up. Because in order to make a bobber out of something, you at least got to cut off the back substructure that holds all the fender on and everything. So I put some money into that bike, put some white wall tires on it, the bobber conversion kit, put a different paint job on it, and I was pretty happy with it. Until I took it out and started riding it around, and I noticed something funny about it. Now, when I did ride it before I started cutting it up, I noticed that the front tire kind of had a bounce to it. And I figured that it was just a flat spot in the tire because the guy had it parked in his garage for quite a while and just wasn't riding it. So, but I put brand new tires on it, and it still did that. So I've been fighting with that problem with that motorcycle for quite a long time. It's been to 2 different mechanic shops, and it's had 2 different brand new front tires put on it, and it still has that problem. And the only way I'm going to end up having it fixed is to ship the rim off to some place over in Ohio called AccuTrue, and they straighten up motorcycle wheels professionally. I mean, that's what they do. So I think that's probably finally going to fix that problem. But there's always a want, no matter how many bikes I buy, to have something different, something completely different than what I'm riding on at the time. My wife even bought me a shirt that says, "Just one more bike, I promise." She's awesome. But I don't care what bike I'm riding, even riding on this Honda Monkey, I'm cruising around thinking about what my next bike is going to be. I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same way out there. You have a motorcycle and you're pretty damn happy with it, but you're always thinking about which bike am I going to get next. Whether it be I'm going to continue riding this one until I wear it out, or just get tired of it and I'm going to trade it in for something else, or it's you're thinking so far ahead as to next year and what kind of disposable income you're going to have, and already planning your next purchase to park next to the bike you already have in your garage. I know some guys, they'll buy a motorcycle and they'll be completely happy with it. They'll get a bagger and they cruise around on the highways and things, and they're completely happy with it. Just one motorcycle. But the spark for wanting to ride is almost the same spark that makes you want to buy more motorcycles, just to have something different. You know, because like I said, there's no such thing as one motorcycle that does everything. So I'm probably never going to change. I'll continue to acquire more and more motorcycles. I think I'm going to slow down for just a little bit, because I bought a new one just this last year and a new one just the year before. I mean, I've been riding for 3 years now, and I have 5 motorcycles that are licensed, registered, and insured that I can just hop on and ride at any time. So I need to slow down a little bit, but the spark's never going to go away. I'll always want more, because every motorcycle offers a different experience, a different viewpoint. Every motorcycle offers a different feel. I mean, you could take a Like say this road, I've ridden this road 5 or 6 times before, but every bike I ride it on, it's a different experience. So I want to hear your story. Leave a comment down below and let me know what set that spark for you to start riding motorcycles. Winter is coming, unfortunately, so that means I'm going to have a slowdown in my video production. It's too bad. I mean, it's already getting cold out here. It's, you know, October, early October, and riding around here in the breeze is already starting to feel a little bit too brisk for my liking. But I'm going to continue to try to put out videos every week for as long as I can. And if you guys notice that I haven't posted a video in a while, don't worry, I'll be back. It's only because, you know, weather, you know, keeping me from being able to do it. So I hope you guys just, you know, stick around. And oh God, we're in the land of the bees. I hate riding through this part because people keep bees around here and there's just a ton of them on the road. Here comes another motorcyclist. This is something I hardly ever see out here in the country. People on motorcycles out in the country. I don't know why more people don't ride out here. It's so much nicer than riding in town. But anyways, if you notice a drop off in my videos, like I skip a week or something like that, it's not because I want to, it's just because I had to. But like I said, I'll continue to try to put out videos every week for as long as I can, and if I end up taking a break and I'm gone from the scene for a while, don't worry, I will be back. I have no idea how long winter's going to last this year. Last year it was, gosh, it probably lasted, there was maybe a month where I couldn't go out riding. Other than that, I could always squeeze in an hour or two here in the afternoons after work or on the weekends or something, but I don't know. Mother Nature's going to do what she's going to do. But I don't plan on leaving YouTube. I'm just, if I take a break, I have lots of ideas for videos I want to do, and even a lot of ideas for videos that have a whole lot of, you know, production in them, not just riding around on a motorcycle talking about things. So anyways, I think I've babbled in your ear for long enough. Like I said, leave a comment down below and let me know how you ended up, or what made you want to get into riding a motorcycle. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit tap that bell notification thing so you know when I upload videos. It's going to be one a week. So far it has been anyways. Until snow prevents me. So thanks everybody for watching my videos. I do appreciate it. Appreciate everybody that stops by to see my stuff. Until next week, everybody ride safe and have a good day. What the? Really?